physical, mental, and social well-being. We are never complete if we are physically stable, but mentally and emotionally we are unstable. It is just like that. At the weekend, if you want to go for a drive, you opt for a destination with a good road, you try to take a good car, and you love to have a good driver. If you have a good road, good car and bad driver, the journey is not wonderful. If you have a good driver and good car but bad road, journey is not comfortable. And if you have a good driver, good road and bad car, journey is not comfortable. So all the three components of physical, mental and the emotional aspect has to be taken care of. If you look at the health issues, these days we have the greatest increase in lifestyle diseases. You will be surprised that if you look at your hospital visits in the last 5 years, you must have visited hospital for some of the strokes, some of the high blood pressure, some of the diabetic foot, or some of the pneumonia, or some lifestyle diseases which are cropping up in younger age group. And stress, anxiety, the faulty lifestyle is one of the important factors. And pranic healing or various modes of meditations or many other yogas, etc., the perfect supplement to what is there in medicine today. The best part about these therapies are that they are supplement to the medical standard treatment. And this is one. I got a chance to read a lot of literature about pranic healing, and I sometimes feel that I should have done it long before rather than reading it now, because it is so complementary to the part of medical treatment. Best part about it is that it doesn't interfere in the medical scientific treatment, but definitely anyone who has a positive attitude imbibed by these pranic healers, who has a less stress imbibed by pranic healers, who have the energy built up created by pranic healers, definitely it will help a person to recover faster, improve from his daily issues, and improve from the disease very faster. You know, the best part about all this which energizes you makes you more enlightened person. I must give you an example of how enlightened persons perceive the things in better ways and can connect the rest of the world. I give an example. If a 4-year-old child goes to zoo and if he sees a lion in the zoo, he can diagnose that here is a lion with 4 legs, eyes, tail, and roar of a lion. There is nothing special about it. But any person who is enlightened, who has achieved the higher energy levels, who have conquered the negative energy levels, he is just like that enlightened person going to safari or jungle. He hears a roar of a lion or sees the footmark of a lion. He can warn all his fellow colleagues, he can warn all the people around. They be very careful, there could be a lion around, and hence you need to be very careful and protect yourself. So I think all these energizing techniques, which takes away your negative energies, which enlightens you, makes you more enlightened, and definitely once you are enlightened, you help others to be enlightened. I feel in medicine, when we see number of patients, every patient has a component of stress and depression. The moment a disease is diagnosed, he is upset, he is very concerned that why it happened to me. Sometimes a few words of enlightenment to him, sometimes taking care of his stress. I use the best example. Whenever we see a diabetic patient, he is so depressed, so upset. He says, lifetime I'll not be able to have sweets. I'm going to have these complications, that complication. I saw my father, grandfather, and family members having these complications. A few words of positive energy, a few words of positive advice to him that look, it is a disease which doesn't affect the longevity and quality of life. Catch is, you need to be disciplined. The moment a patient is given the positive words that it is a disease which is not going to affect the longevity and quality of life, with an acceptable catch that you need to be disciplined, is half of the way examined. Then you give him a freedom that look, you can live a better quality of life than your fellow colleague because you will be more disciplined. You can protect your organs better. You will maintain a better quality of life. Still, that makes him feel better. That's the way these all healing techniques imbibe the positive things into a patient's mind, which is very important. When we go these days, you go for a tour, you take a tour, you go to McDonald's. There's always a term known as combo plan. Combo plan means you try to get best possible. When you talk of health, when you talk of medicine, I think doctor cannot give a combo plan. For a combo plan, it is important that the medical treatment is an integral part of combo plan, but it has to be supplemented by emotional support, it has to be supported by de-stressing, it has to be supported by positive motivation, and it has to be supported by yoga and breathing things. I give an example. When we discharge a cardiac patient with a massive heart attack, his questions about his basic disease are just 25%. What medications I need to take, what precautions I need to take. Next, the list of questions includes how much strain I can do, how much work I can do, can I conduct the meetings, what happens if there is a stressful situation, what is my personal life, what is my social life, what is my future. So the combo health or the fitness or the happiness has to be supported by emotional and physical activity. There is no completeness by all these things. Secondly, one of the very important things is that there is a book I'm sure all of you must have read. Read a person like a book. Seeing an expression of a person, seeing a happiness of a person, you can make out that he's using out the positive energy. Very recently, one of the jewelry magazine people from Bombay, they asked me to write an article for a very elite jewelry magazine. It was very difficult for me to write an article as a doctor. But then they were friends, they wanted me to write an article. And I wrote my article begins with how important is emanating the positive energy, how important is to be happy, how important is to make others happy, how important is to take others' pain. And my articles begin with, you go to a party, there are two ladies. One lady loaded with the best of jewelry, top to bottom, even her attire is studded with one of the diamonds. But you find she's standing in a corner with gloomy face, snobbish attitude, unpolite behavior, and not mixing. The another lady you find with absolutely casual attire, very bubbly, emanating the positive energies, trying to share your pain and sorrows and your happiness. And she's very excited, she is very positive and takes care of your all good and bad issues. Whom will you like to friend with? A lady loaded with jewelry or lady emanating the positive energy? So hence, I'm sure all these techniques help us to de-stress. They take away the negative energies. They load you with the positive energies. I got a lot of chance after Puja met me to read about it. In fact, reading is the most important thing in life. And I read so much about it, the solar plexus, the heart chakra, the brain chakras. And I then realized that Puja wanted really me to improve all these at this time. That's why she invited me. But I can positively share with you that we have seen people, one should forget about God is very kind to us. If He has given some ailment, you should thank God that He didn't give you a more difficult ailment. One of the best things, I give you a very practical example. Many of our friends' children, they drive scooties, young children. I'm very scared of them. And they never wear helmet, they flout traffic rules, etc. So recently, one of our dear friends, I told him, bring your son to SMS emergency. Let him watch by his own eyes what are the consequences of flouting the nature's law. And then he will realize. So it is so important that we really need to follow the nature's law. We really need to improve the emotional status, energy level status. We need to be emotionally very strong. We need to be very positive in our approach. And that was the reason. Recently I launched a book which shows life strategies and positive health. So if I conclude, I would say that all these techniques, especially pranic healing, brings about a total positivity in every aspect of life. And I must tell you that in a combo plan, the medical treatment, the medicinal treatment is part of it, but it is not a combo treatment unless it is supplemented by emotionally charged, positive energy giving techniques like pranic healing. It gives you a good human being, it makes you a better person, and I have a feeling that what happens when we are stressed out, when we are tense, there is a hormone secretion, adrenaline and noradrenaline. And when we are happy, the dopaminergic hormones are secreted. And that's the reason, always remember, a person who is more lively, more happy, ignores his difficult times, just thank God that they could have an even worse time, I think lives better quality of life, longer quality of life, etc. There is a technique known as transcendental meditation. I happen to be a part of this research study. Just I'll tell you a little technical part. Just like ECG, we do the EEG of the brain. And those people who have seizures, if you heard about seizures, they have a EEG pattern known as theta pattern, which we diagnose by seizures. The moment those people were subjected to meditation, we did a transcendental meditation, and during the meditation, those people who had a seizure disorder, we did the EEG again. And the healthy brain waves are known as alpha waves, and we were surprised that those people who had a seizure disorder, when they were meditating, their wave pattern changed from theta to alpha. So they said, all these things happen, and they say always. You remember, when you get up in the morning, your blood pressure is the best because you had the whole night good rest. The moment day-to-day activity and hassles start, the BP starts running. So I have a feeling that the integral part of medical treatment, I must say integral part of the total health is the positive health, energizing yourself, and definitely it makes a task for a doctor also very easy. Many people, after seeing the patient, we refer them to counselors. Our intention is that we want counselors to give a combo plan to the patient that gives them perfect medical treatment, but at the same time, all these healing techniques energize them, make them very positive, prevent them negative thinking, and I'm sure they can contribute to the society. So at the last, I thank you, Pooja, and everyone having invited me here. I must also thank you that because of her, I could do a lot of reading on Pranic, and probably I become also ardent admirer of it. Thank you very much.
Please. I'm just taking this opportunity to thank everyone, Pooja and the whole team. I just want to thank Pranic Healing Hall Group. Yesterday, we were in a super crisis situation. We are running this NGO under Rajiv Paisa on organ transplant. कल इतना stress हो रहा था पूरे group में because tomorrow we have a program on organ transplant in the SMS hospital. And Pooja का phone आया and they told us, please do healing because इतना ज़्यादा stress हो रहा है पूरे group को and we don't know what to do. And she did whatever her magic touch and we all magic touch. And by night everything was superbly set and I thank the whole group for it.
Rather got to know a lot more through your experience, and I'm sure you must be having immense amount of database regarding patients who suffered through diseases and how much most of the diseases are due to stress and the lifestyle disorders. So I think we all would now recognize the strength and the power of healing within us and the immense potential that this entire universe has and which we need to catch on to. I would now request Rohan to please play the video on pranic healing. We have a short video on pranic healing which will introduce to this magical world. I would say magical world because as Bhavna ji said that it was some magic done and we were all relieved. So this is how people feel when they initially come to the school. So thank you so much for being patient and I hope you all enjoy this video.
Thank you.